What should you look for in a DCF attorney or lawyer when dealing with DCF in Massachusetts? When dealing with DCF in Massachusetts, you should look for in an attorney and a lawyer. The first and foremost important thing is social proof. When you go on Amazon, you buy a product, you look to see what other people have said about that product or that book or that record or that thing that you're looking for. How many stars does it have? And why is that? Because then it tells you what the experience other people have had that are in the same or similar situation you're in. It's the same thing with DCF. Look at what Google says. Look at what Avvo says. Look at what lawyers.com says. Look at what Facebook says. Look at what the Better Business Bureau says about that lawyer. Check the social proof. Make sure you've got a lawyer that's been there, done that, that's been battle tested, that has dealt with DCF. Same or similar in nature as to what the allegation against you is. You also want to check on a lawyer to see how much experience they have, how many years they've been doing this. You also want to see whether that lawyer is practicing in many different fields of law, and they're a jack of all trades and therefore a master of none, or whether they specialize just in DCF law. You also want to look to see, how does this attorney make it easy for you? Easy to pay with multiple payment options and installments. Whether you can pay cash, check, any type of credit card, wire transfers. The more payment methods the lawyer has, the more the lawyer is willing to try and help you be their client. And if you're working, there's absolutely no reason why you can't set up some type of payment plan, installment plan, to work with a lawyer so that the lawyer can defend you against DCF. Make sure you find a lawyer that will give you a fixed or a flat rate for a fee agreement so that you know exactly what you're paying. So that when you're calling, or you're faxing, or you're emailing, or you show up in person, or you send a letter, you're not being billed, you're not being nickeled and dimed every time you turn around. You're paying for a result. That result is to get DCF in your life, out of your life. Your case closed quickly without losing your children, your reputation, or your job. That's crucial. You want to make sure you've got a lawyer that understands the statute, regulations, and policies that protects your U.S. constitutional rights. You want a lawyer that gives you their personal cell phone so that if DCF shows up on a Saturday or a Sunday, which they can and have done, that attorney's on the phone with you. That attorney will answer your phone calls, nights, weekends, and holidays. I recently had a client that called me on Christmas, and I said to him, "Where's my presents?" And he started laughing. He said, "Attorney Seaver, I'm sorry to bother you, but I just got a call from DCF and I didn't like it. I don't know if they're coming over my house." I said, "You got my cell phone. You just called me on it here." He goes, "You're not mad at me?" I said, "Why? Merry Christmas. I get to wish you a Merry Christmas." He says, "Well, it's Christmas. You took 30 seconds out of my day. What's the big deal?" And I got to say Merry Christmas to you and to your family. Doesn't get any better. So I give my cell phone to every client that's a client of mine, my personal cell. So they can call me nights, weekends, and holidays. If you're in trouble, you need your lawyer. You need your lawyer. I don't care what day of the year it is. DCF comes on your door, you need a lawyer that's going to be there. That's the most important thing, is a lawyer that'll be there. You also need a lawyer that's going to give you a plan. They're going to give you an easy, simple, guided plan that'll take you, walk you through the process. No abracadabra, no mumbo-jumbo legalese, hocus pocus, smoke and mirrors. Simple, easy, user-friendly plan. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you're on the same page with that lawyer. Your goals, your dreams, your aspirations are not only listened to, but more importantly, implemented by your lawyer. That your lawyer takes the time to find out what you want, not what he wants or she wants. Really critical. Spend good money for a good result. Find the best lawyer that represents clients against DCF that you can find. Then talk to that lawyer. Talk to that lawyer about, you've got a job, that you're reaching out to family members, that whatever the cost is, you're going to find a way to pay it with multiple options. Work with the lawyer. Any lawyer worth their salt will work with you.